The shadow market thrived beneath the bustling streets of a dystopian metropolis, hidden from the prying eyes of the regime. Among the maze of darkened alleyways and secret passages, merchants peddled forbidden necromantic artifacts, each item possessing a history soaked in blood and dark magic. Draven, a seasoned necromancer with a reputation as a master of the arcane, navigated the market with a keen eye for the rare and powerful. Draven's presence commanded respect and fear in equal measure. His tall, lean frame was cloaked in a dark, tattered robe, and his piercing blue eyes seemed to see through the very soul of those he encountered. His hair, silver and wild, framed a face marked by years of delving into the darkest arts. The air around him crackled with an invisible energy, a testament to the dark power he wielded. Isolde, a young and enigmatic figure with a mysterious past, had recently joined Draven as his apprentice. Her striking features, framed by raven black hair, were often hidden beneath a hooded cloak. Her eyes, deep and contemplative, hinted at a well of untapped potential and a burning desire to learn the forbidden arts. She followed Draven through the market, her senses heightened by the sheer volume of dark energy surrounding them. The market was a labyrinthine network of stalls and shops, each filled with macabre curiosities and necromantic relics. Skulls etched with runes, preserved hands of the dead, and vials of shadowy essences were just a few of the items on display. Draven and Isolde moved with purpose, their destination a well-guarded stall known for its rare and dangerous items. As they approached the stall, the merchant, a hunched figure with a face hidden behind a mask, greeted them with a knowing nod. He presented them with a small, ornate box, its surface covered in intricate symbols. Draven's eyes lit up with recognition as he carefully opened the box, revealing a shard of dark crystal pulsing with malevolent energy. This shard, believed to contain the essence of an ancient necromancer, was exactly what Draven had been seeking. The shard of dark crystal pulsed with an energy that sent a shiver down Isolde's spine. As Draven examined the crystal more closely, he felt a connection to the ancient power contained within. This shard was a fragment of an artifact that once belonged to a powerful necromancer, long thought to be a myth. Draven knew that this discovery could tip the balance of power in their favor. As they left the merchant's stall, Draven and Isolde were approached by a shadowy figure. The figure, cloaked in darkness, revealed himself to be a member of a secretive group known as the Night Watchers. These individuals operated in the shadows, opposing the regime and seeking to harness the power of necromancy for their own purposes. The Night Watcher extended an invitation for Draven and Isolde to join their ranks, promising access to forbidden knowledge and powerful allies. Intrigued by the offer, Draven agreed to meet with the leader of the Night Watchers. They were led through a series of hidden tunnels beneath the city, eventually emerging in a dimly lit chamber filled with ancient tomes and artifacts. The leader, a formidable woman named Vesper, greeted them with a mixture of suspicion and respect. Her presence was commanding, and her knowledge of necromancy rivaled that of Draven himself. Vesper explained that the Night Watchers had been searching for the dark crystal shard for years, believing it to be the key to unlocking a powerful ritual that could overthrow the oppressive regime. She revealed that the shard was one of several pieces scattered throughout the world, each containing a fragment of the necromancer's power. With all the pieces, they could perform a ritual to resurrect the ancient necromancer and unleash his power upon their enemies. Draven and Isolde listened intently, realizing the enormity of the task ahead. Vesper proposed an alliance, suggesting that together they could locate the remaining shards and complete the ritual. Draven, recognizing the potential for great power and the opportunity to topple the regime, agreed. Isolde, though wary, trusted Draven's judgment and prepared herself for the challenges to come. Draven, Isolde and the Night Watchers embarked on a perilous journey to locate the remaining shards of the dark crystal. Each piece was hidden in a different part of the dystopian world, guarded by powerful entities and treacherous landscapes. Their first destination was a desolate wasteland known as the Bone Fields, where the dead roamed freely under the control of a necromantic overlord. The Bone Field stretched out before them, a grim expanse of skeletal remains and twisted metal. The sky above was perpetually overcast, casting an eerie grey light over the landscape. Draven and Isolde, accompanied by a small group of Night Watchers, moved cautiously through the field, aware of the dangers lurking in the shadows. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the ground crunched under their feet with every step. As they ventured deeper into the bone fields, they encountered a group of reanimated skeletons, their eye sockets glowing with a malevolent light. The Night Watchers sprang into action, using their necromantic powers to subdue the creatures. Draven and Isolde focused on locating the shard, their senses attuned to the dark energy emanating from it. They knew it was close, hidden among the ruins of an ancient mausoleum. The mausoleum stood at the center of the bone fields, its stone walls covered in intricate carvings depicting scenes of death and resurrection. Draven approached the entrance with a mixture of awe and trepidation, feeling the power of the shard resonating within. As they entered, they were met with a chilling sight. The necromantic overlord himself, a towering figure draped in tattered robes, his eyes burning with an unholy fire. The battle that ensued was fierce and relentless. Draven and the Night Watchers fought with all their might, their necromantic powers clashing with those of the overlord. Isolde, driven by a newfound determination, summoned a burst of dark energy that momentarily stunned the overlord, allowing Draven to strike the final blow. With the overlord defeated, they retrieved the shard from its resting place, feeling its dark power merge with the one they already possessed. With 2 shards of the dark crystal in their possession, Draven, Isolde and the Night Watchers continued their quest, driven by the urgency to complete the ritual before the regime discovered their plans. Their next destination was a forgotten city buried deep within the mountains, a place whispered about in legends as the City of Lost Souls. The journey to the City of Lost Souls was fraught with peril. They traversed treacherous mountain paths, their progress hindered by frequent avalanches and the biting cold. Despite the hardships, their determination never wavered. The closer they got to their destination, the more palpable the sense of dark magic became, guiding them through the dense fog and rocky terrain. As they approached the entrance to the city, they were met with an eerie silence. The city, once a thriving metropolis, now lay in ruins, its buildings crumbling and overgrown with dark, twisted vines. The air was thick with the whispers of restless spirits, their mournful cries echoing through the empty streets. Draven and Isolde led the way, their senses heightened by the presence of the next shard. In the heart of the city stood an ancient temple, its towering spires reaching towards the darkened sky. The temple was guarded by spectral sentinels, their ethereal forms shimmering with a ghostly light. The Night Watchers prepared for battle, knowing that retrieving the shard would not be an easy task. Draven and Isolde chanted incantations, their voices merging with the howling winds as they prepared to face the spectral guardians. The battle with the spectral sentinels was fierce and otherworldly. The sentinels moved with unnatural speed, their ghostly forms phasing in and out of reality. Draven and Isolde unleashed their necromantic powers, weaving spells of binding and banishment. With a final, powerful incantation, Draven shattered the last sentinel, revealing the shard hidden within the temple's altar. The shard's dark energy pulsed in unison with the others, signaling that they were one step closer to completing the ritual. With 3 shards of the dark crystal in their possession, Draven, Isolde and the Night Watchers prepared for the final leg of their journey. Their destination was the heart of the regime's stronghold, a fortress of impenetrable walls and dark magic. The shard they sought was rumored to be held within the vaults of the Grand Necromancer, the regime's most powerful and feared sorcerer. The approach to the fortress was fraught with danger. The group moved under the cover of darkness, avoiding patrols and using their necromantic abilities to mask their presence. The fortress loomed ahead, a monolithic structure of black stone and twisted spires, surrounded by a moat of shadowy waters. The air crackled with dark energy, and the tension among the group was palpable as they prepared to breach the fortress. Inside the fortress, they navigated through a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, each more foreboding than the last. The walls were adorned with grotesque murals depicting the regime's conquests and the dark rituals that sustained their power. Draven led the way, his senses attuned to the shard's presence. They encountered resistance from the regime's necromantic guards, but with their combined strength and cunning, they managed to press forward. At the heart of the fortress lay the vaults of the Grand Necromancer. The doors, made of ancient iron and inscribed with protective runes, stood as a final barrier. Draven and Isolde chanted incantations to break the wards, their voices echoing through the chamber. With a final, forceful push, the doors swung open, revealing the Grand Necromancer himself, surrounded by an aura of dark power and holding the final shard. The ensuing battle was a clash of titanic forces. The Grand Necromancer wielded his power with ruthless precision, But Draven and Isolde, fueled by their determination and the strength of the shards they possessed, matched him blow for blow. In a moment of sheer will, Isolde unleashed a powerful incantation that disrupted the Grand Necromancer's defenses, allowing Draven to deliver the decisive strike. The final shard was theirs, and with it, the means to perform the ritual that would topple the regime.